Hello, everyone, and welcome to the season finale of Leniel Writes How Did I Get Here? In this special episode, I'll take you on a heartfelt journey about how my fur babies transform my perspective on life. And yes, how they help shape the person I am today. Are you ready to step into my world and uncover the stories that define Leniel Writes? If so, buckle up. It's time to dive in. In my book, The Undoing of July Park, I created a fictional family, my very own imagined world. Writing has given me the chance to take my creativity to new heights, explore uncharted elements, and imagine endless what-if possibilities. The 4 children I created in my book were inspired by the personalities and characteristics of my pets. We have an Alusky, which is a husky and a Malamute mix, 2 beagles, a brother and sister, and an adopted cat. Our Alusky is like a rebellious teenager. She loves her alone time, prefers to do things her way, hates being told what to do, but thrives on affirmation. The 2 beagles? Pure sibling energy. They play rough, howl at strangers and unfamiliar dogs, and bring chaos wherever they go. But their best trait? They're expert snugglers. And then there's our adopted cat, queen of the house. She's the oldest and absolutely runs the show, with an older sibling mentality that the dogs never dare challenge. Growing up, I didn't have pets. My dad didn't allow them, and my mom worked constantly. There was no time to care for an animal. When we lived in Washington State, my mom eventually let us have goldfish, but even that was a disaster. I couldn't manage to take care of them, and it quickly became clear that pets weren't the best choice for me as a kid. Does anyone remember Tamagotchis? If you do, then you know exactly how old I am. I gave it my best shot with those digital pets, but even that was a struggle. I'd forget to take my digital dog out for a potty break and it would beep at me. I'd forget to feed it, and guess what? More beeping. Let's just say as a kid, I wasn't cut out for pet care, real or virtual. After my mom bought her first house, we brought home a Yorkshire Terrier and named him Lucky. Unfortunately, Lucky was the result of inbreeding, and his health wasn't great. He didn't live long, but I loved him deeply. He was my first dog, and we had many good times together. Lucky loved spending time in the backyard, soaking up the sun. He enjoyed running and fetching, and I remember watching him chase after balls with pure joy. But after a few years, he started having problems with his spine. His hind legs could no longer support him, and he would often lean against a post or a wall to help him balance. We took him to the vet several times, but the prognosis wasn't good. The surgery wasn't guaranteed to work, and neither my mom nor I had the money to afford it. So we made the heartbreaking decision to put him to sleep. I chose not to go with him that day. My mom took him, and that was the end. I carved his name and the dates he lived into one of our retaining wall blocks. Lucky was only 4 when he crossed the Rainbow Bridge. After Lucky, we didn't have any more pets for a while. Life moved on, and I moved on too. But in 2019, I met my wife, and before we got married, I bought her a rather large gift, an Alusky. Honestly, I had originally wanted to get an F1 mini golden doodle, but in the end, we decided on a husky. Our husky is absolutely beautiful. She's originally from Washington State, born in Yakima, and raised in Seattle. She's traveled with us to San Diego, back to Seattle, and even to 2 foreign countries, all in her 6 years of life. We were lucky to get a mellow husky as she spends most of her time just sleeping. A month before we moved out of San Diego, my wife brought home 2 beautiful beagles from Mexico, Veracruz, Mexico, to be specific. They traveled all the way from Veracruz to Tijuana, then to San Diego with us and up to Seattle. These beagles have also been to 2 foreign countries in their 4.5 years of life. And I can't forget about our adopted cat. I'm not sure what came over me, but one day my wife and I went to the shelter and picked out the cutest kitten. We brought her home, and the rest is history. I never knew I was a cat person until now. In fact, I might even get another cat someday. Shh, don't tell my wife. Having 4 fur babies really changes your life. I'm now a proud pet parent, and thankfully none of them have beeped at me, thank God. You might think that with all 4 pets I feel like a busy dad, but honestly, life is good right now. In the early days when they were puppies, I was running around chasing them, pulling my hair out. Oh, I've got some stories to share about our husky and the endless pursuit of chasing her down. Today, our pets sleep most of the day, which gives me time to quietly work on my book, write upcoming podcast scripts, or even work on some tunes. If there is one thing I would change about being a pet parent, it's this. Nothing. We can't live with regret all our lives. If we did, we'd regret every choice we made, and every choice we'll make in the future. Don't second guess yourself. I'll be doing another season focused on pet parenting because I think it's important to hear from other pet parents about their journeys. For me, today, I'm simply grateful for these pets. They're healthy, they have a roof over their heads, and they're showered with love. These pets have changed my life for the better, and even on the tough days, they're still my babies. As we wrap up this season of How I Got Here, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you've gained a deeper understanding of who I am, both as a person and as an individual, and maybe even walked away with something valuable from it. Everyone's story is unique, and I'm grateful to have shared mine with you. Quick note, I'll be taking a couple weeks off to focus on planning and developing Season 2 of Leniel Writes. Do you want to connect with me on a deeper level? Here's your chance. By donating to support the podcast, you'll receive a signed copy of my book, The Undoing of July Park. A $25 donation gets you a signed paperback, and for $45, you'll receive a signed hardcover. This is my way of saying thank you for your incredible support. You'll find a donation link on your podcast platform, and I'll also include my PayPal information in the podcast description. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you'll join me for Season 2 for more of Leniel Writes.